The Siddaramaiah administration in Karnataka is drawing flack for a recent letter to SPs across the state asking if cases of communal clashes against members of minority community can be withdrawn. The letter sent by the DIG to SPs asks a response on whether such cases against members from minority communities registered from 2013 to 2017 can be withdrawn. The Congress came to power in the state in 2013. The BJP has condemned the action and accused the Siddaramaiah government of being anti-Hindu.
In run-up to the election, hundreds of cases will be withdrawn on the so-called innocent Muslims who were indulged in communal violence. We are afraid these goons can be unleashed against the political adversaries and more so against the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders and cadres. They may also be used to harass the political workers in preventing them from campaigning against the Congress party.
In response, the Home Minister Ramalinga Reddy stated that the move was made in response to pleas by minority community leaders that several false cases had been filed against people. Reddy also said that the government was still taking suggestions from the police department and would also be open to making a similar move if other communities approached them with the same complaint.
Some of the minority leaders, they have given a representation to the government long back. And that file was processing. Now a reminder to the SPs, the cases, what they have mentioned in their memorandum, they asked their opinion, that's all. They have not withdrawn, we have not withdrawn.
Back in 2015, the BJP had alleged that Siddaramaiah had dropped nearly 175 cases against controversial groups SDPI and PFI. The Congress government had refuted the allegations and accused the BJP of spreading lies. And right now we're being joined by our correspondent Nishtita Virendra. Hi Nishtita, I would like to ask you on this issue that this is not the first time that something like this is happening. In 2015 also, the BJP alleged that Siddaramaiah's government withdrew some 175 cases. So what do we have to say about this trend and what is the BJP's reaction this time?
That's right. It seems like ahead of the elections, Karnataka is becoming extremely communal in the run-up to the elections. While on one hand, you have the communal clashes that erupted just a few months back in the district of Honnavar, which witnessed multiple deaths. And in Dakshina Kannada, there have been regular cases of deaths being reported, of killings happening, murders taking place, which are an offshoot of the communal tension that has prevailed for several years now. And it seems like the politicians are taking full advantage of it. And the latest step that has drawn flack for the Siddaramaiah administration is the letter, of course, that you mentioned. The letter clearly states asking the SPs of these districts if any of the cases in connection to communal clashes against minority community members can be withdrawn. The fact that the letter specifically mentions minority community is what has led to this situation, with the BJP tweeting it out and going all out saying that the Siddaramaiah government is anti-Hindu and has only been doing appeasement politics and has only been trying to appease the minority communities at the cost of the lives of the people from the Hindu majority. And that is what the BJP has gone on to state. The Congress, while trying to defend this poorly worded letter, has gone on to state that this was just in response to some pleas that came their way from the minority community leaders, that several false cases were filed and that such cases have been withdrawn when it came to Kaveri clashes a few years back, or even for that matter the ones in 2016, the farmers' agitation clashes that took place. And in fact, Home Minister Ramalinga Reddy, when WION went and spoke to him, even said that in a state like Uttar Pradesh, you have Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who has withdrawn nearly 20,000 cases. And when B.S. Yediyurappa was in power in Karnataka, several cases against the RSS and Sangh Parivar members had also been withdrawn. So it seems like the election, in the run-up to the election, situation is getting extremely communal in Karnataka, Vaishali.
Absolutely, Nishchita. And just expanding on that point where you said, why has the government found such a need to withdraw these cases? What triggered them to take such a step?
Well, it seems like, at least as far as the Home Minister says, it is in response to a plea that came their way that several minority community leaders had met with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah a few months back and had said that false cases were filed against members from the community. But it could be much more than that, with the situation getting extremely polarized in Karnataka, especially in the coastal districts of the state. Siddaramaiah is someone who has always eyed the OBCs, which is the backward communities, the SC/STs, as well as the minority communities as his stronghold, as the people that he would like to focus on. And that is what many political analysts have also pointed out. Whereas on the other hand, the BJP has time and again tried to bring together, to consolidate the Hindu votes in the coastal districts. And when it comes to North Karnataka, the Lingayat votes because of B.S. Yediyurappa being the CM candidate. So it seems like the Congress is also trying to appease what can be termed as its focus electorates ahead of the elections. And certainly this move from the government could have much more to do than a mere request from the minority community leaders saying that false cases have been filed against them. But at the moment, the Congress pretty much on the back foot in the state trying to justify this move. And so the Home Minister has gone as far as to say now that if there are other community members, whether they belong to Hindus, Christians or any other communities, come forward and say that false cases have been filed, and if the police department can review, then the Home Ministry will look into that matter as well.